Well, good morning and welcome to the very, very last day of August in 2024. It's crazy to think that August is pretty much over. If you're in Australia, it's very, very almost over. But thank you all so much for joining me. If you are watching the replay, let me know where you're watching from today. I'd love to hear where we're watching from because we have some folks here, both in the United States. I know we have some Canadian visitors. And I was looking through the chat early this morning, and we have a viewer this morning all the way from Sweden, which I think is absolutely awesome.
Oh,
So today I have my okay, I was going to introduce it this way. Let me go back just a little step. Last week I had Emma Dream It Quilted, who is one of my newest quilty friends. And today I'm going to have Fallon, who is one of my longest quilty
I know
friends.
what you were
I wasn't going to say oldest because that would be bad, one of my longest.
I wouldn't have minded. I would have laughed because I would have known why you were saying it.
So anyway, a lot of you already know Fallon. She has a wonderful channel. If you haven't checked it out, please go check it out. It's so much fun. She has tutorials. She has so much wonderful content. It's !Fallon, Fallon. Or if you're watching if you're not watching it in the live chat, it's not going to work anyway. Or you can put !guest if you want. Either way will work. I'll take you to the same place. But go check out Fallon's channel if you haven't already done so. And go check out all the quilty goodness over there as well. But let's have Fallon introduce herself. I should get more sleep sometime. Just introduce yourself and just tell us a bit more about yourself, your channel, and what you do.
So my name is Fallon and my channel is So Be It Quilts. And me and my husband also have a business where we make quilting supplies and things like that as well. So a lot of things going on, but mainly on my channel, I try to do tutorials. I try to get them up weekly. Doesn't always happen. It can take a lot of time to put some tutorials together, but that's mainly what I'm all about is quilting. So yeah.
Yeah. So much fun. You have to go check out Fallon's channel. And yeah, her products are fantastic. Anyone that's watched my channel for any amount of time knows that I have quite a few of them. I use the slide locks, the quilt locks. My favorite clapper thing is from you guys as well. I love your products. I will promote you happily all the time because it's a product, they're products I definitely believe in. All right, so let's see who is here with us in the chat. And I need to make this bigger because my old eyes are getting bad. But it looks like we have quite a little crew here this morning. I saw my friend John from Art East pop in. It's good to see him.
I saw him pop in, and I need to get one of his patterns. There's one on there with the paint spilling that I keep telling myself I want to do.
That one is fun. It's been on my dream list as well. I have to have time to make it. It looks like it's one of the easier patterns. So yeah, that'd be a great way to dip your feet into the Art East family. But the main one that's coming out soon, and I'm looking forward to, is the 100 Acre Woods. And that's based on the Winnie the Pooh books. And that starts in October if you haven't checked that out. I do have a command for that somewhere. Let's see.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you put that together because it's been fun watching you put his other patterns together too.
Oh, I love his patterns. Like, he's probably my favorite. It's a toss-up between him and Elizabeth Hartman. I mean, I love both their styles. All right, so I put Elizabeth, not Elizabeth, John's link in there. So if you want to go check out some of his fun patterns, so All Stitch and Flip, there's no FPP. So if FPP scares you, you don't have to worry because there's no FPP or foundation paper piecing in these. All right, so who else is here? I keep getting distracted. It looks like my friend Melanie Taylor wins the first viewer award for this morning, so congratulations on that. It's just bragging rights only. I don't have the budget, unfortunately, to mail it physical prizes, but it's always fun to recognize who is here first. Janine Vincent says, good morning from Riddle, Oregon. I love people that get up this early in the morning. Like, I know Fallon had to get up super early in Texas, but yeah, the folks that get up in Pacific time, even if they just open their eyes and roll over to watch, that's amazing to me. Okay, my friend Andrea's here, and Brenda Dragonflights with Donna. Chloe Morgan is here as well. Brenda Foley, I may have said that already. Christina Stromberg is my friend from Sweden. Kathy from My Hobby Home. So Blessed by Jess. Judy Herbert, and let's see, I've said all those already. My friend from Donnell Stitchery. She'll be going live at 10, and I think today is the day she brings on Donna from Handmade by Yings. It's her, I can't say what birthday it is because she's not supposed to say her lady's age. But she's having a big birthday this year. So go over and check that out later on. I think that's today. It might be tomorrow. I can't remember. But go check out Donnell's channel as well. Polly is here with us as well. Good morning to Catherine. My mate Rob from Quilting in the Man Cave. My mate Mike from a New York Beauty is here as well. Ingrid, Deb S, the mum. Deb S, we'll just stop there because I'm going to mess this up. Russ is here with us as well. He's live at 11. So go check that one out as well. Zaza is here with us. Nikki B. My mate John from Art East. And Tessa is here with us. Nancy, good morning. It's good to see you. And Miss Sadie. Lindsay is here. Good morning. She is one of my friends that also does the Puzzle Mystery Quilt. I see her over on the Cotton Cut site quite a bit. Joyce, good morning to you. Jeannie E is here, and I hope I didn't miss anyone. I'm using a new screen to read the chat, which is a little closer to where I'm actually looking. So I'm learning a new skill. Anyway, so what are we working on today, Fallon?
So I am just putting some scrappy blocks together from a pattern I put up on my channel yesterday. I wanted to make the quilt a little bit bigger, so it's just some scrappy blocks. They're very easy because it's just scraps and then half square triangles that will kind of bring the pattern together. Have somewhere for your eye to rest with hourglass blocks and like blocks that look like square and square. So just easy sewing for me this early in the morning.
Yeah, it's fun to see, have easy patterns like that, because I just finished saying that I like, the Art East, and, sometimes they can be a little more complicated, but it is wonderful to have an easy pattern like that from time to time. It looks similish to the Scrappy Diamond pattern I did, what I call the Scrappy Diamond. But that looks like a fun pattern. I might have tried it at some point down the road when I finish up some other projects.
Your pile of all your other patterns you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Like I have to behave and not start all the things. I'm trying to be very, very selective. I actually finished some things, but I was actually looking at it the other day. Last year, I think I completed 4 quilts, and this year I've already completed 8. So
wow.
I'm taking that. Yeah, so I'm taking that as a win that I've actually completed. Like they're finished, the bound, everything go. Number 8 is this one, and it will be going up to my friends at the state fair later this morning.
Oh, so pretty.
That'll be fun. But today I'm going to be working on the produce section by Elizabeth Hartman. I've been working on this on and off for way too long. There's different blocks.
Yeah, that one.
This is the plum and the pear, and there's a bunch of others. But today we're going to attempt to make the kiwi fruit. So we'll see how well we do with that. All right. So let's see. What do we got going on? What else have you been up to recently, Fallon? Sometimes this is the only chance I get to talk to my quilty friends because we're all super busy.
Mainly for me, it's just been working on quilts and patterns and our business, and then soccer is starting back up, so that keeps us very busy. If you aren't familiar with me and my channel, my daughter is 16 and she plays competitive soccer, so we stay really busy with her, and this has just been a crazy week in general.
Yeah, I don't think you realize just how busy you can be when you have a child that plays sports until you actually live through it. Last year, we had 2 exchange students, Simon and Lorenzo. And even though they live close to the school, which makes life so much easier, they do have tournaments and trainings and that sort of thing elsewhere sometimes. And having to do the whole mom taxi thing around is such a joy. We're hosting 2 girls this year, and neither of them seem super interested in sports. And I was kind of sighing a breath of relief because it's a lot less running around. You sure you don't want to join a sport? No. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm a little selfish.
It's really busy.
Yeah, and we were lucky too because with the tennis, like Simon played a lot of tennis, and for the most part, he was able to play at the tennis courts at school. So even then, like, we were very lucky that we didn't have to really drag him all over the place. Only during the winter when they played at an indoor court about 10 miles away.
That's not too bad. We
No.
were looking at her schedule this year, and she has some tournaments coming up that are, you know, an hour, 2 hour drive away. And it's just, it gets really tiring.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was on the school team, like Simon, he was on the school team, like they transported him to those, like he had some stuff in Richmond, which is like an hour and a half, 2 hours away. But luckily, again, like the school would, the school bus would take him there and back. So that wasn't too bad either. So yeah, no, I feel for anyone that does competitive soccer or travel ball or whatever you all call it. Yeah, you parents are troopers. You really, really are. I have a whole new respect for you having done it now. So
this week was so funny because my son is very much, he's like our very calm child and, very easygoing. And he let me know on Thursday, he was telling me his mouth was really hurting him and especially his gums. And I was like, oh no, you may have a cavity. And, he's a teenage boy. So I'm always concerned if he's brushing his teeth properly and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so I set up a dentist appointment right away because I was like, I don't want whatever's going on to get out of hand. And I was talking to him. I was like, you need to make sure you're brushing your teeth really well, all this stuff. We get there and I'm waiting to hear he has a cavity, some work that needs to get done. And they're like, his gums are just irritated because he's brushing his teeth too hard. I was like,
oh, poor thing.
I was like, that was not what I was going to expect at all. I've never heard of that in my life.
Yeah, I've heard of that, but it's a good problem to have, I guess. It's better than the alternatives. So
yeah.
But
that's what the dentist said. He's like, just, back off just a little bit. And my son looks at me. He's like, I told you I was brushing my teeth. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Well, it means he's a good kid, though. He's listening to his mum. So, that's a good thing. All right. So I had a couple of questions.
I listen to him too.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you can give him a little bit of leeway and a bit of trust on that. But, we're always learning. Even as parents, we are not perfect. So, don't beat yourself up over that one. I had a couple of questions come in that I want to answer before they scroll down the
and you forget
the chat dungeon. Yeah, before I forget, because I am terrible about that. The first one is coming in from Tessa House, and she is asking, are the exchange students settling in? The answer to that is a resounding yes. We have two girls, one from Denmark, one from Germany. The Danish girl arrived 2 weeks ago, and the German lady joined us last week, and they are getting along famously. We're all getting along wonderfully. It's so much fun having the two girls here with us. And this will be the first Saturday in 3 weeks I haven't had to go to the airport. So that'll be fun. So yeah, you'll see more of them. We'll talk more about the kids as time goes on. We've got them all set up for school. They start school on Tuesday because here in our city, they like to start after Labor Day still. I think it's like probably the last city in the country that does that, but that's okay. But yeah, no, they're doing great. We're really, really happy. We got to take them out for a little adventure later on, show them some stuff. So you'll see that on tomorrow's podcast. And then the second question came in from Catherine, my friend Catherine from Tasmania. And she was asking, do I match the bobbin thread as the top thread? And the answer to that would be mostly yes. When I'm piecing, absolutely. I always like to do top and bottom the same. When I'm quilting, it all depends. I like to match the backing, the bottom, like the bobbin threads, usually whatever the backing color is, or as close as I can get to it, and then the top to match the top. So yeah, for piecing, yeah, almost always, unless I get dyslexic or something. And yeah, for quilting, it just depends. What about you, Fallon, on that one?
Yeah, it's the same for me. It always matches unless, whatever quilt I'm quilting. If for some reason the backing fabrics say really, really dark and I'm using a lighter one on the top, sometimes if I know whatever design I'm doing won't look great standing out on the back, I'll try to match the backing fabric.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And like with this quilt, I just did black on the top and the back because I find because it's a show quilt, I like to hide my sins. So
Yeah.
if it's not perfect, that's why I chose black. I think every quilt except one that I've submitted to the no, I tell a lie. Every one but two that I've sent into the state fair have been done in black for that reason alone. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how the quilts do, and I'm even more excited, which is probably crazy, that I'm looking forward to see how Becca does with her quilt.
Is she submitted that cathedral window, correct?
Yes.
Is what she, yeah, it's really pretty too. Both of yours are really, really nice.
I really want to see her get a blue ribbon on that. Like I don't know. I want her to do better than me. Really, you know, it's
that's so nice of you.
It's such a stunning quilt. Like she puts so much work into that. I think it deserves a great ribbon, and I'm just super excited that if I get a ribbon on mine, fantastic. Like I'll be ecstatic. But if I don't, and she does, I'll be even happy. Yeah, I'll be just as happy. So
it's definitely nice that it's a friend, right? Like it's always fun to see your friends succeed too. So
absolutely, and yeah, it's just a beautiful, stunning quilt. She's put a lot of work into it. I think it deserves a ribbon. Like I might have to go out and buy one and just give it to her anyway, regardless.
That'd be fun if we all just sent her one and she goes to her box and there's like a ton of ribbons from everyone in there.
Well, we have a PO box. Maybe we should just do that. Yeah, so there we go. Okay, Donnell is asking, do the girls like any crafts? Yes, our not German, the other one, Danish. I get them confused. This is terrible. At least I haven't called him Simon Lorenzo yet. Ali, who is from Denmark, is a crafter. She has done she's tried a little bit of everything apparently. But right now her love and focus is on crochet. So she's made some gloves. I think she's working on a shawl at the moment. So yeah, she's doing that. And then she's taken some art classes to go do some ceramics classes at the school. So yeah, we'll hopefully get to see some of her crafty goodness throughout the year. Eva, our girl from Germany, is not super crafty yet, but you never know. Like maybe when she settles in, she'll change her mind and try that. So yeah, that's what we have so far in that regards. Now, did I miss anything? Okay, Chloe says her kids start after Labor Day. Mary G says school in Oregon starts after Labor Day. Okay, so yeah, there's a few of them that still start after Labor Day. And yeah, so it's for anyone that doesn't know, Labor Day is the first Sunday in September in the US and Canada. I know in Australia it's in October, and I'm not sure. And I think in other parts of the world, like Europe, it's like earlier in the year, like in May, if I remember correctly, although I could be very, very wrong, and someone can correct me. So there we go. Okay.
Here, the public school started, I think, 2 weeks ago. They've been started for a while. It's funny how different it is around the country, how the span with which school can start back.
Yeah, for the longest time in Virginia, you could not start before Labor Day unless you had an exemption. And a lot of the schools in the mountains where they got more snow and stuff did actually get those exemptions. And now I think they've lifted that. And then there's, just a few cities here in this area that still do Labor Day. And I think back in the day, they used to do that so that way the kids could still, work as lifeguards and have summer jobs for the tourist season. Because we're, not super far from the beach. But, yeah, a lot of the schools have already gone back. But, yeah, the girls have a couple more days of vacation, and then they got to go do their American school experience, which I think will be a lot of fun. Good morning to Miss Katie. It's good to see you. She has her own channel as well, and it's always a lot of fun. She also shows some stuff from Greenland, which is where she lives. And one of her videos that came out yesterday was a live from one of the. She works with the cruise ship companies that come in and does shore excursions to like the icebergs and glaciers and all that sort of stuff there. And one of the videos she posted yesterday was about that. So if you're interested in that, definitely go out and check out Katie's video. And if you ever need to know, if you have a channel, feel free to put your link in. It should be ! And your first name, and that should get you going. Annette, good morning. It's good to see you. She said she started school 2 weeks ago. Yeah, let us know in the chat if you're a teacher. That'd be fun to see as well. I know we have quite a few. I know quite a few of the people that watch and have channels are teachers.
So have a lot of the exchange students you've had, have a lot of them said the school system is really different here than in their home country, or has it been
Yeah,
a pretty similar experience?
it is always different. The kids are normally used to doing 10, 12, 14 courses throughout the year.
Oh,
And
wow.
ours, yeah, that's what we always say too. Like, I think I had 10. Actually, well, my high school, I think we had about, well, in lower grades, we had like 10 or 12. And then I think we got down to like 6 or 7 in, yeah, junior, senior year. But here we are on a block, I guess they call it a block schedule. They take 4 classes in the fall and 4 classes in the spring. So, yeah, they get,
Right.
that's different to them. And then they say it's usually easier here than it is back home. So, which I take as a good thing because, if you're coming over to a new part of the world and you're trying to take school in a totally, different language to what you
Yeah.
grew up speaking, I wouldn't want it to be harder.
No, and everything's just different anyway. So, and I think a lot of it's probably more the experience, right? Where
Yes.
being somewhere new, seeing a different area. So,
Yeah, they get that. And then, they learn more about, they learn more English, more vocabulary, and they go home being able to speak English. Like, they come over with a good knowledge of English, but they go home with a much better knowledge. Like, because immersion is definitely the best way to learn a language. Like, I've even picked up on that when I went to Nicaragua a couple of times. I went from knowing 2 words of Spanish to 10, but I still had to learn those other 8 while I was down there. So, when you are forced to learn it, otherwise no one understands you because I don't know the first word of Danish, and my German is a little rusty because I haven't spoken in 30 years. So,
yeah.
oh, all right, let's see. Katie says she was a substitute teacher before she moved to Greenland. Mike says, God bless the teachers. Patience is still, oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's why I thought about being a teacher when I was younger, and then I was like, I'd probably murder the poor children. So, not for me.
I don't know how they do it. I don't. I feel like I have a lot of patience, but I don't think it would be good for my mental health.
Yeah.
At all. You have to have a really, really particular personality, I think, to do well as a teacher.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a career that you do because you have the desire to do it, not just because you want a paycheck.
Right.
Because otherwise, like your mental health will suffer. It's not easy. My wife's a teacher. I see, that's not as easy as you might think. It sounds great getting the summers off, but you work your tail off for those 10 months that you are at work.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you're working during the summer trying to plan for the following year. So,
Especially if they switch up your grade. Like one of my friends who's a teacher in elementary school, she's in a different grade almost every year. And I'm like, why do they do that?
I think it's based on need and stuff. Yeah, I mean, Amanda moved schools this year, so she's actually teaching new grades this year that she's never done before. So yeah, that makes it very, very challenging. So,
Yeah.
but she'll rock it. She's brilliant at that. So here we go. All right, let's throw out a fun question to everybody because I like to do this sometimes. And I kind of took inspiration from you and Matt on this. I always love seeing the questions you have on your lives.
Yeah,
okay,
it's so fun
doing
the answers.
Yeah, and if you have a fun question you want us to throw out there, I would love it. But let's see. I saw this one this morning. And I thought this would be a lot of fun. Would you rather cuddle a koala or pal around with a panda?
Aren't koalas, are they the ones that are really like dangerous, mean or something?
They can, be. I've never experienced that, but yeah, I've heard.
I always see videos of the pandas like being goofy where they're all sitting around. They look like they're sitting around a dinner table or they're rolling around. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, I think I'd have to go with pandas too, because I mean, I have cuddled a koala a couple of times. Once as a kid, it was the middle of summer, and I learned very quickly that they have very, very sharp claws. So if you ever
Yeah.
go cuddle a koala, which is becoming more and more rare these days because they're trying not to do it as much because it does stress the koalas out after a while, being handed from person to person to person. Wear a jumper or a sweater or a leather suit or something like that, even if it's the middle of summer, because yeah, those claws are sharp. Um,
Yeah, I
I
was
think a
thinking
lot of the
even if
wild,
you weren't meaning to, I feel like you could get scraped by those things.
well, that they live on trees. I mean, they've got to have sharp claws. You know,
Yeah.
I totally get it. So, what a lot of places down there in Australia are doing now, instead of doing the hold the koalas, you can go into the enclosure, supervise, and pet the koalas, and that's what I did the last time I was down there, and I actually preferred that because it was you didn't have to get dug into by a koala, and it just seemed less stressful for everybody, and you got to spend more time in there with them too. So I like that. I think it's fun. Good morning, Leanna. It's good to see you. She has a wonderful channel as well, and I heard that she is one of the newest ambassadors for the Puzzle Mystery Quilt, which I was super excited to see.
Oh, is she? That's so cool. I saw her live the other day with the Ginger Quilter, and the Ginger Quilter has such a fun subscription box. So I was
Yes.
wondering if that's who you were meant, like if she was going to be an ambassador for them, because I wasn't sure. I didn't see the beginning of it to see if she was on just sharing her experience about the box or if it was,
Yeah,
yeah,
that
she was.
I'm not sure. I haven't had a chance to watch everybody recently.
Oh, it's so hard. There's so many good channels.
Oh yes, very much so, and I like to promote as many of them as I can. But yeah, with a full-time job trying to create my own content and all that stuff, it's just yeah, I don't always get around to everybody, but I do my best, which is all anybody can ever ask. Okay, Mike says it sounds like an uncomfortable hug. LOL. I mean, it's not terrible. It's just yeah, something to be mindful of. Don't go in there like you know if you skimp your singlet or something like that, and not and then be surprised if you get claw marks when you're done.
But
You
people,
have the
I mean,
opportunity.
they go like pet, lions and stuff. I mean, there's all kinds of experiences like that where they can go um, do that. Like I think they're mainly the cubs though, like the baby lions and all that. But
Well, I
that
did
seems
get to pet.
scary.
Well, I did get to pet. I did pet a tiger once.
Really? Maybe it was
Yeah,
tigers I'm thinking of from that show on Netflix a few years ago that was really popular.
yeah. What was it? 20 some years ago. I got to pet a white tiger, um, and that was it. Was just the fur was a whole lot softer than I thought because I figured a tiger, big cat, it would probably have fairly rough fur like a big dog does, but no, it was actually very super super soft. So don't know that I repeat the experience just because I probably should have been a little more freaked out than I was, but it was fun to do once.
Sometimes you
All
just got to
right.
take those experiences you may not get again.
Well, as it just kind of popped up, like it just, I was like, I might as well do it. I won't ever get another chance to do this, so why not? Um, and that was fun. Okay, so Leanna says, thank you. You're also kind. I am an affiliate for Ginger Quilter Box, and she does send me the box to make on the channel. So, yes, okay, so you were right on that. Okay, Chloe says she'd like to pal around with a panda. I think I would too. And maybe I'm biased because I've already, played with the koalas a few times. But yeah, I think hanging out with the pandas would be fun. Let's see.
Yeah, that's what it was, Mike Tiger King. That's what was coming to my mind. Them
Yeah,
with the.
I know which one you're talking about. I have not seen that one yet. So
I don't think you're missing a whole lot, but it was just one of those things that was super popular because, you know, that's how it is sometimes with those type of shows. Everyone's talking about it for a while.
yeah, and then I'll move on to something else. Okay, let's see. So most people are saying pandas. I mean, I hope I didn't scare anybody off from the koalas. If you ever get a chance to hold a koala or pet, especially pet the koala, do it. Like, don't let me scare you off. It's not like they sit there and dig their claws and try and disembowel you or anything. It's just be mindful of that. That was a lesson I learned as like a 9-year-old kid. Um, be careful. But they're like one of the few animals in Australia that doesn't want to kill you. So, like I guess you kind of let your guard down.
Is that your advertisement to go visit Australia? All the animals want to kill you.
Well, so that's what everybody always tells me. Like, I'd love to visit Australia, but all the animals will kill you. And I'm like, okay, well, first of all, I've seen more venomous snakes at the water park here in Virginia
Yeah.
than I did in the entire time I lived down there. And secondly, if you're worried about the venomous snakes, spiders, jellyfish, sharks, I don't know, you name it's down there. Go during the American summer. It's wintertime down there, and all those things have gone to sleep for the winter. So there are my travel tips for you. I think if you can survive the flight down there, you'll do just fine because you're on the plane for a very, 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 very long time.
I like that you called them venomous snakes because my son, I said something about poisonous snakes the other day. And he's like, they are not poisonous, they are venomous. So I was like, okay, sorry.
Yeah, we get taught that at a very young age. Like it's venomous because the poison is a whole different it's a whole different word. So there you go. All right. Mona says I would hold one. I'm only afraid of monkeys. Yeah, I don't know that I'd want to hold a monkey. Yeah, they're a little too unpredictable. I've held a crocodile once. That was an adventure. Because even when they're small, like the one I held was maybe about yay long, but they have a lot of power in their tail and that sort of thing there. Because I was lucky the kid that held it before me, they kind of Croc was trying to wiggle around and that sort of thing there. So when I got it, I was like this, and I was like, yeah, you ain't going nowhere. So that was a little disconcerting too, holding the crocodile. I don't know if I'll do that a second time, but
you have had a lot of wild animal experiences. I'm one of the people that are very timid of all wild animals. I like to say a healthy respect for all of them. They can stay in their space and I'll stay in mine.
Yeah, I guess I've just been one of those folks that like if the opportunity presents itself and if somebody gets trained, says it's safe, and I believe them, then why not? Because again, where else am I going to find the opportunity here in the United States to hold a saltwater crocodile? Like that's not going to happen. So
I don't think you will here. Maybe an alligator. Maybe an alligator for
no,
sure.
I've done my crocodile. I've done my crocodile / gator experience. I don't know that I need to do it a second time.
Hey, Chris.
Oh, Chris is here. Oh, good morning, Chris.
Yeah.
Good to see you. All right, so I don't have this written down, but let's ask it. Is there something that you've always wanted to do that you haven't, like skydiving or cuddling a koala or I don't know, anything? Is there something that's like kind of on your bucket list that you'd like to do? And let's put that in the chat as well.
So I can't think of anything.
Okay.
Mine would probably be going like more of a trip than something like skydiving or something like that. It'd be something simple like going to, like I would really love to go to the Louvre, different museums, stuff like that. But skydiving will never happen.
Now, I thought of skydiving when I was younger, and now just the thought of it terrifies me. I think as I get older, my mortality is catching up with me. I'm like, this is not for me. So
my husband has been skydiving a lot, and he keeps telling me that after you get past that initial fear of dropping out, that it's fine, like it's really cool seeing everything. And I'm like, I can't even get up to the second step on a ladder. It is not going to happen.
I don't know. It'd be fun. I mean, I thought about it when I was younger, and it's just no. And I think the last time I saw someone skydiving, they were supposed to land over here, and I saw them come on flying across the highway and landed another field across the. They landed safely, they were fine, but I don't know. I mean, if the opportunity presented itself, maybe. That would be fun. Okay, Katie says she'd love to go sailing on a real sailboat. I have done that, and it's so much fun. Like, if you ever get a chance to do a sailboat adventure, do it. It's I actually got to steer the boat and like help with the sail and everything else, and it was a lot more fun than I expected it to be. So yeah, Katie, I hope you get to do that sometime. Yeah, and if you ever get that opportunity to present itself and you can do it, jump on it. That was probably one of the biggest fun experiences that I wasn't expecting to be as fun as it was. It was kind of like, here we go, we're going on a sailboat ride down the river, and I'm like, oh, whatever. If it makes you all happy, I'll go along. But yeah, it was so much fun. I really, really, really enjoyed that. So that is an excellent thing. Okay.
See,
Heather says, does that
Mary's
mean
more on my level? She's like a trip on a plane or a trip on a train. That's
I
like
would like to do
something
that. Yeah, I would like to do that too. And I've done it in Australia a couple of times. My dad loved steam trains, so every time there was a steam train anywhere, we would go for a ride on that. But yeah, I think it'd be fun to take like an Amtrak ride somewhere or be around Canada and that sort of thing there and do that. So Heather says, let's see, something about, does that mean you wouldn't visit the alligator park down the Everglades? I think it'd be fun to see an alligator park, to be honest. I've seen the crocodile parks in Australia. It'd be fun to get out and see how gators compare, but I don't know that I'd be in there wrestling them. Like, yeah, I think that's where I draw the line. Okay, let's see. So, all right, Leanna says she wants to sew and discover my ways through Europe for about a year. I'm going to have to do that too because of our kids. We keep collecting these kids, and if we don't go over to Europe soon, I'll have to spend about 6 months over there visiting them all. So I'll let you know when we're leaving. Okay, so let me show you what I've been up to, because I'm just sitting here sewing away and not showing you all what I'm working on. So this is the inside of my kiwi fruit. And these are just all solids that I'm using. Good morning, Janine. I don't know if I said good morning to you earlier, but I see you popped in. Molly says she always wanted to hang glide, but I don't know if I would do it now. Yeah, I think hang gliding would be fun. There was a small town near where I grew up that was like the hang gliding place to go in Australia. And I think they actually had the World Championships there once, or the Southern Hemisphere. I don't know, one of those things. But yeah, I think that'd be kind of fun. I think I'd do that before I did skydiving, to be honest. But someone's going to be strapped in with me that knows what they're doing, because I'd probably crash into the second tree. Okay, let's see. All right, so Katie says all I have to do is drive down Alligator Alley and see all the alligators she wants. I'm not going out looking for alligators. My name is not Steve Owen, the alligator hunter. The alligators can stay where they are. Okay, so...
You get really used to seeing them in Florida, though. In Florida, they're just so common to see. When I lived there, I would take the kids for walks every morning. They were little. They were in the stroller when we lived there. But there's a bunch of ponds on the walk, and you would just see them sunbathing along the side of the ponds.
Wow. That would be interesting to see once from a distance.
You are from a distance. Where I would walk, they were far away. And I mean, when you grew up there, they just don't seem as scary as like when you're somewhere else and talk about them. But
yeah, and see, when we grew up, yeah, I was taught not to pick up sticks during the summertime because it might not be a stick. So
yeah, I think it just depends on where you grow up, what seems scary and what doesn't, because you're just used to it.
Yeah, that's funny. Just don't pick up a stick. It might not be a stick. Disappeared. Okay, what was I doing? Okay, Katie says they're probably going to do the Zephyr train ride on the next trip home. That's the California Zephyr, I believe, that goes from Chicago all the way out to, is it Los Angeles or San Francisco? One of those western cities, if I remember correctly. That sounds like fun. I think that would be a fun train trip to do. I've seen some, like people do those trip reports on YouTube, and it looks like a lot of fun. So yeah, that sounds good. You'll have to take videos when you do that, Katie, and we'll definitely watch those. Let's see. Just want to make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat because I'm terrible about that.
It's hard to keep up with both going in, talking, and then seeing the chat.
It is, especially when you're sewing as well. I don't know how Becca and Donna and all that, those folks do it by themselves. Like you and I are kind of lucky. Like I have a guest to help me out, and then you often have Matt help you out, which is fun.
Yeah, it's really overwhelming by yourself. Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
I guess you get used to it, but yeah, I much prefer having a guest than having someone to talk to. It's kind of been my go-to ever since day one. So I meant to ask you this too, and I'm sure a lot of viewers have the same question, are you going back to your Wednesday night lives, or have you got something else in mind? Because I know for a while there you guys were super busy and weren't able to do it.
Yeah, we're hoping to stick to Wednesdays. So that is the plan right now, and hopefully we can keep up with it. Yeah. We tried to look at other days, and Wednesday is really the only day we can do it during the week. And on weekends, we're going to have soccer. So, and that's always changes, whether it's in the morning, afternoon, or whatever. So sticking to a time on the weekend just wouldn't be possible either. So, yeah. Yeah.
I know it's hard when you have, the kids and the family. That's why I do my 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, because I was like, okay, well, this is the best time. Best time for me because, everyone's still asleep. Everyone likes to sleep in on a Saturday morning. So, and I didn't know if it was going to work, like if anybody would actually get up and watch at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, but
there's a lot of people, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to have worked out nicely. Like, every Saturday morning we have a bunch of people show up, and I love them for that. And if you're watching the replay, I love you for that too. Like, it's fun interacting with people during the live chat, but if you're watching the replay, it's always fun if you say hi too, so we know who's watching. Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, Joyce says she has to go. It's gonna be another hot day. Have to get my running around before it gets too hot. Yeah, I went and did my errands before I started this too. Yeah, definitely a good idea. And some stores are better to go in the morning when there's nobody there anyway. So, okay. Judy says she'd like to drive old Route 66 from Illinois to California. That'd be a lot of fun. Good morning to Miss Guess Who, Nancy. Nikki says she'd like to pan for gold in Alaska. That would be fun. We actually had some gold panning places not far from us that we did as kids. And then I think we panned for gold in New Zealand as well. I really seem to have done a lot of stuff.
There's just north of us, I think, or maybe it's Oklahoma. I don't know. Maybe somewhere north of us, one of the states north of us has diamond mining that I would love to go do. That would be fun.
They actually let you go diamond mining?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's always in the paper I see where somebody found like a nice size one. It's very rare, I think, but it would be really fun.
You never know. Yeah, I've never done diamond mining. I have looked for opals in the past because there's some opal, places, closest to where I grew up. I never found any, but I might have found some small chips, but nothing worth. It wasn't going to fund my retirement or anything else like that. But no, never look for diamonds. And I guess it's not really a machine to look, to find those sort of things. It's because it's carbon for diamonds, and I don't know what opals are made out of.
Oh yeah, Arkansas. That's what it is. Nikki said Arkansas. Yeah, I think I wouldn't even know because diamonds look so different in their raw form. So I'd probably think it's a rock and just toss it to the side. That'd be something if you went and did it, you'd probably have to really look into it to see what you're looking for.
Yeah. it's kind of like with that with opals too, because like you can see the opal stone, but then it's not. It just looks like a white rock, or if you're looking for black opal, it's a black rock. But it's really dull, and that's the thing there. It's not like you said, until they polish it and wash it and all that sort of stuff that you see all the bright colors come out. Yeah, so yeah, you're probably best off taking someone with you that knows what they're talking about. Otherwise, yeah. Okay, so this is coming together a lot quicker than I thought it would.
Did you purchase a kit along with the pattern for that one, or did you pick out all your fabrics?
No, I just I'm using stuff. I'm using little stash, except for the background fabric. I did buy this blue for the background,
Okay.
but
Really
everything else,
your fruits pop.
yes. I was originally going to do a different color, and then I was looking at some photos online of people that had made this pattern before, and someone had a blue similar to this, and I was like, that looks fantastic. That's what I'm going to do. And so I did buy the background fabric for it, but yeah, everything else is just being scraps. I just been pulling from the scrap buckets. And that's the beauty of doing these sort of things, is that you need such small amounts of fabric. You can pretty much pull from scraps. Some of these I've done with ombre fabrics because I have some of those laying around. Let me see if I have one that I can show you. Like the mango. It's all ombre.
Oh, that turns out neat because it kind of looks like lights hitting it right there.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm doing some like just with solids, some with ombre, just to give it a nice feel. And then if all goes well, I'd like to enter this maybe in the fair next year just to see what happens. So I'm having a lot of fun with this project. Okay, Becca's here. Good morning.
Oh, hey, Becca.
I figured she'd be on her way down to Doswell to drop her quilt off, although she might have already done that. All right, I'll say good morning to Janine, I think. Okay. Charlotte says she's been to her Keimer diamond mining in upstate New York. Her brother has a claim up there. Oh, that's fun.
That's really cool.
Good morning, Denise. It's good to see you as well. All right. Sorry, I'm just concentrating here right now. All right, so this could be a fun question to ask everybody. Oh, she's mailing hers. Okay, perfect. All right. Yeah, what I normally do with ours is we normally it's like an hour and a half drive for us. I normally take the kids with us. I drop the stuff off at the state fair, and then we go to Richmond and take it to a museum or something like that. So we make a fun day out of it.
Yeah, that is fun.
Now, when it's time to go pick them up, then I just drive up there, pick it up, turn around, and come home. But that's a whole different thing. But yeah, dropping them off, we have a fun day out of it. That's good. Okay, so let's see. Good morning, Andy. It's good to see you. She says, good morning, Sean and Fallon. She says, need to get working on Wild West Clue too. Yeah, I'm actually proud of myself. For the first time, I actually got my clue done ahead of time and actually posted my time-lapse tutorial on the day of release. Like I'm super proud of myself for that one there, so.
This is the one where you didn't pick out your fabrics, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Pick them out for you. How are you enjoying the fabrics so far?
I love it. This is not the Tombstone is not a colorway I would have picked for myself, and it's actually the same fabrics as it is here. So that kind of gives you an idea if you haven't seen it yet. I've always done the batiks in the past, so this is totally new to me. It's not one I would have picked for myself, but I'm loving it. And I'm so glad that I had someone choose it for me. And going forward, I really think I'm just going to have someone pick it for me every time.
Oh, really?
That way it isn't. Yeah, I really do enjoy that aspect of it. Now, let's make it a true mystery. I stole the idea from Becker and Ian last time around. with their blessing, well, Becca's blessing. I didn't ask Ian, but I figured if Becca was all right with it, Ian would be too. If Ian isn't okay with it, it's a bit late now, but I'm sure he'll be fine. So there we go. Good morning, Donna. It's good to see you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Donna.
I'm not sure if it's today or tomorrow, but either way, I'm catching it. It's Sunday.
Donnell said on her live that it is today when they're doing the live together.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was today or tomorrow because she has lives Saturday morning and Sunday morning.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
That's why I'm not 100% sure which day it is. But it's Sunday somewhere in the world, so either way, I'm covered. Happy birthday, Donna. I hope you enjoy it. All right. Let's see. Someone has asked me earlier if either of us did any amount of EPP, which is English paper piecing. And my answer is no, I have not. It's something I would like to try at some point down the road because it does look very, very interesting. And I've had people tell me that it's fantastic. You'll love it. I just have other projects I want to get done first. But at some point down the road, and I'm actually starting to learn how to hand stitch. So will I do EP in the future? Very, very, very likely. I just can't promise you when that will be. Okay, Janine says that today is Donna's birthday. I'm not saying the number because as a gentleman, I'm not going to say how old a lady is. My mother would be rolling her grave if she heard me doing that. So happy birthday to Miss Donna. If you want to send her a message or something like that, I'm sure she would greatly appreciate that.
I think she did say in Donnell's live chat last week, she did say how old she was turning. I think she's okay with it, but I understand your.
I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good. I mean, Janine's put it in the chat as well. So I mean, I don't think there's an issue with the number. I'm going to be good. My mother would not be happy with me.
Cover all your bases. Just make sure.
Exactly. Yeah. She says, thank you all. Yes, it is 30 times 2. That way, if you can't do math, I'm still safe. God bless you all. Thank you for that. Yeah, it's going to be a good year for her. You know, she's had her challenges this year with the stroke and everything else. But I mean, it just amazed me how well she's bounced back from that. It's been absolutely amazing to watch her just say, okay, look, you know, this happened. Let's just get through it. And it's just fun to see the improvement in her each and every week. Like every time I see another live, she's getting better and better. I'm just so happy to see that. I'm probably making Donna blush, which I don't think is easy to do. This is how it's coming together so far. She says, Sean, you make me smile. She says, hi, Chris, Fallon, and Becca. Okay, perfect. All right, so yeah, go check that out today over at Donnell's channel. That's the one. It's at 10 o'clock, right, Donnell? With Donna, I think it is. Anyway, go over and check out.
There.
Yeah. I see so many things throughout the week. I cannot remember all that stuff. Okay, so before I got distracted, okay, Grandma D was the one that asked about the EPP. My first experience was with the Queen of Diamonds. I wound up sewing most on the machine. I didn't know you could do it on the machine. Okay, see, I might have to do some more research into this EPP thing. But I actually am, like, let's rewind 12 months. You know, I said that hand sewing was a 4-letter word, that I would probably never, ever do it.
I've started some English paper piecing. I have some, I was embroidering little flowers and stuff on some fabric, and then I've been turning them into what are they called? The little flowers with the hexagons.
Yeah.
But it is very slow going.
Oh, it
but
is.
it's
like,
something I have to do while I sit. So, but.
And that's kind of like why I'm taking an interest in doing some more hand sewing because, yeah, I see Amanda, my wife, she knits and she can knit on a train. She can knit in the car. She can knit when we're out and about. And I'm like, I can't do that. And I'm jealous. So, yeah, maybe I'll have to join the whole Pixie bandwagon and have some fun with that down the road. So
I got a lot more of it done when I still had to drive my daughter to her practices because they're close to 2 hours long. And so I would just sit in the car and work on the hexagons and stuff. But now that she's old enough to drive herself to practice, I haven't worked on it as much.
when I have to go to work for sports stuff and that, I usually just sit there and edit a video on my phone. So.
Yeah, reply to comments. It's a good time to do that.
Yep. There you go. All right. So, but yeah, I'm very proud of myself. I hand stitched the hanging sleeve on this quilt all by myself. I hope it stays on. And the miter corners that they keep telling me I'm naughty and have to do each year. So it still looks like a 4-year-old gorilla did it. But I am slowly getting better. So yeah, if you have any inclination to start small, don't do anything huge, and just give it a go. You may surprise yourself on how not hard. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I've always machine stitched my hanging sleeves on there before, which is not an easy task. But this year I figured, you know what, let me just practice on that first before I try and do these mitered corners. And I don't know, maybe the judge will look at these mitered corners and go, okay, Sean, this is terrible. You need to improve this. And if that's the case, then I'll learn for next year. That's fine.
I didn't even know, I'll be honest, I did not even know you were supposed to stitch those down. I did not know until you had mentioned it in your feedback you got.
I think it depends on the show, because like when I've mentioned it before, some people say yes, our judges require it, some don't. But yeah, Virginia State Fair definitely requires it. Someone suggested last year that I just use like the glue to glue it down. They won't know the difference. They do. I tried that last year; it didn't work. I figured it was worth a shot. You know, like
yeah,
I do not regret my choices.
I would have to look up if I ever enter mine. If I ever get brave enough to enter one of mine, I'll have to look up and see, because I don't even know how I would go about sewing them down.
Well, I just hand stitched them a little bit. I don't know if I did it right, wrong, or indifferent, but we will find out. We'll find out in about 6 weeks when I get my report card back, if I did it right or not. Okay, so Becca says the corners are mitered. This should talk about her quilt. And if you haven't seen her quilt, you need to go over her channel and check out the tutorial that she did. It's the cathedral quilt one. And that's the one she's entering the state fair and is hopefully getting a blue ribbon on in a few weeks. But she said she did not sew the back of them down, and that's okay. But yeah, that's something that they've always dinged me on. But that's okay. This year I've actually done it. I'm quite proud of myself for doing it. As I said, it may not be right, but we'll find out and make improvements for next go around. Okay, let's see. So far we're doing all right. All right, Mennonite Farmhouse, good morning. It's good to see you as well. And Miss Pat Burr, she said, Mennonite Farmhouse says, I hand sew the binding on the back and sew down the corners when I get there. Okay, excellent. I machine stitched the binding on mine. They've never, ever said anything against that, which is good, because I've always heard in the past you have to hand stitch your binding on the back, but again, probably depends on your show. Like, don't take my word for it. If you go to a show and someone says, no, you have to do it, then. But at least where I send my stuff in, they don't seem to mind either way. All right, so the question I was going to ask a while ago, and I keep getting distracted, let's see, is, and this is always a thing at my house, is would you rather always be 10 minutes late or always be 20 minutes early?
No, I'd have to be 20 minutes early. I feel so bad when I'm late somewhere.
So which one do you think I am?
I think you would probably rather be early.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah,
I felt so bad when I was getting on here late. I mean, we made it on time, but I like to be on here 15 minutes before, and I just could not get my computer to behave. So I felt so bad, and we still made it on time, and I still felt bad.
Oh, no, you're fine. That's why, like, for anyone that doesn't know, I usually ask my guests to pop on, 10, 15 minutes early. So that way, if we run into any technical issues, we have hopefully time to fix it before the scheduled start time. And we ran into a couple of problems. The link that I sent Fallon wasn't working properly, but we got it all sorted out and we still got on in time. So, no harm, no foul there. But yeah, I'm always annoyingly early everywhere. I think living in a large metropolitan area probably exaggerate, helps with that because, for me to drive somewhere on the other side of the city can take me 30 minutes or it can take me an hour and a half. You just never know. So, whereas the other members of my family sometimes don't mind being late. Lorenzo was horrible. If we told him we were leaving at 10, that's when he would start getting ready. Some of the other kids I used to tell, like, if I wanted them to leave at 10 o'clock, I'd tell them be ready at 9:45. But then the kids would get wise to that.
Yeah, then they know.
Yeah. So I've learnt patience over the years.
That's something kids will definitely teach you.
Yeah. I was carpooling with one of my coworkers, and she was always late too, and that drove me nuts. Judy says her husband will be late for his own funeral. I have a coworker like that. She's supposed to start at 9, but if people call looking for her, I say just don't call before 9:30, just to be safe. But you tell them 9 o'clock, they'll be calling back at 9:01, and she ain't there yet. So yeah, no, I'm definitely an early bird. I can always sit in the car and play on my phone or respond to comments, edit a video, or learn EPP or something else like that. I'd rather do that than have to rush and potentially attract the attention of the Virginia State Trooper. I really don't want to do that. Okay, what about everyone in the chat or watching the replay? Are you early bird or are you always running just a little bit late?
A lot of people I knew that were always late never felt like they were late, though. They were always, just on time. That's how it seemed like they felt.
All right, let's see. Donnell says, my sister-in-law and I have to tell my husband an hour early and hopes we make it on time for family events.
I think everybody like that.
Yeah, we always have one. There was like my coworker that's never on time. She was going to fly out to Hawaii, I think, a couple of years ago, and her flight was supposed to leave at like 7 o'clock in the morning or something. And I joked with some of the others. I said, look, we really should, just doctor this document that says 7 o'clock and tell her 6, so that way she actually makes it on time. But to her credit, she made it to the airport on time and she didn't miss a flight. So I was very, very proud of her. I was surprised, but I was proud of her. So, all right. So, I've got one more seam to go, and this project is done. I did not.
Nice. How many more fruits do you have to make for that one?
That was a good question. I thought I had like 3 or 4, but I think it's like 5 or 6. Actually, I'm looking at the pattern right now. I can go back and take a look. Now that I'm done with this. Okay, hang on. Let's go take a gander. All right, so done to banana. I've got the lemon, the grapefruit, the pineapple, the apple. So that's 4, right?
Yeah.
The blueberries. I think that's it. So 5.
So that's not bad.
No, yeah,
you just get together pretty fast. So.
Yeah, I think it takes more time to cut the fabric out than it does to sew it together sometimes. So, no, these look great. And then I'm not going to show you guys now, but I actually made another one over the last weekend, that you'll get to see in tomorrow's podcast. and it's supposed to be a strawberry, but to me it kind of looks like a blackberry, and to other people it looks like a bunch of grapes. So you'll have to tell me tomorrow when you see it which fruit you actually think it is. At the end of the day, I don't think it really matters. It looks like fruit. So if you want to look at it as a bunch of, yeah, the block looks great. I'm very, very happy with the block, but I'm not totally convinced as to which fruit it actually is. So that was one of the ones I actually used the ombre fabric with. And so I don't think
do you think it's the fabric, or does it look? Is it the same in the pattern where it kind of looks like it could be a couple of different fruits?
Bit of each. I mean, now that I'm looking at it on the pattern, I think of how it looks. I think it probably more looks like a bunch of grapes. That's when I showed Amanda last week. She's like, "That looks like a bunch of grapes." And yeah, I think if you look at this, I'm gonna go look at a strawberry. No, hang on, raspberry. I'll get it right in a minute. I've already done the strawberry, and that looks like a strawberry. Yeah, I don't think it looks like a raspberry. I think these actually look more like grapes. But that's okay. All right. Since I've given everybody all this mystique and this mystery and stuff like that, let's show you the block. You still have to come back. You still have to come back tomorrow and watch the podcast because there's more quilty goodness, of course. But yeah, let me know what you think this block is.
Yeah,
is it a raspberry?
It looks like a bunch of grapes.
Yeah, I'd love to hear in the comments what you guys think as well. As I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I mean, it's a produce section, so whether it's grapes, raspberries, strawberries, boysenberries, snozberries, as they say in the not the Wizard of Oz, what's that thing called? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, I'd love to hear in the comments what you guys think this actually looks like.
It'll fit in on the quilt either way. So
for sure, and that's really the that is the main thing. At the end of the day, as long as it doesn't look out of place, it doesn't really matter. So, all right. Did I do this right? Yes, I did. Good job. Okay. All right. So Nancy says grapes. Janine says grapes. Becca says grapes. Jen says grapes. Janine says Willy Wonka, which is the snozberries thing. Okay. Yeah. So, all right. So yeah, I think it's grapes too, and I'm really cool at that. Like, it looks wonderful now. Okay, so this is the completed kiwi fruit. I think this one turned out.
Oh, it turned out good.
Yeah, I'm really, really pleased with that, and I think the colors I picked worked out nicely as well. I mean, I just pulled out my scrap bucket last night and just figured, okay, I'll find some scraps that are the right colors, and I think that worked out beautifully. So there we go. Okay, so Diana says it looks like a raspberry, but the colors look more purple. Yeah, and I think I realized that after I already started putting it together, and I'm like, you know what, it'll be fine. Laurie says grapes. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. That'll be a good question, to check out, just to see what people think on that one there as well. So there we go. All right, I'm not used to finishing my projects. Usually I plan way too. Yeah, I think I'm going to finish this much, and I finish like this much, but that's okay. I do have a secondary project on standby that I can start. A few months ago, I bought 4 or 5 of these, the Cotton Cuts Gnomes. That way, if I ran out of time to make something for the live, I could just pull this out and sew. And if you finish your projects early, you can pull these out and sew. So here we go. Okay. Dragonflies for Donna says boysenberry. Okay, perfect. So yeah, no, I'm really happy with the kiwi fruit, and we'll move on to a new one soon. But I also have to start my friend Toasty soon too. So.
Oh yeah, did you pick out fabric for that pattern yet?
Okay, so let's talk about my friend Toasty. Toasty is the Dragon FPP kit, legit kits. And I've talked about this. I've had this pattern now for what, 18 months, I think it is. And I've talked about what color I'm going to do because I don't want to do the red. I've decided on purple. I keep saying I'm going to go to the fabric store and buy purple fabric. I have not done that yet. So I think what I'm going to do is I was going through and organizing my fabrics recently. I think I have enough purple here
Nice.
in stock. So that is where I'm going to start. I'm going to try and do it from stash. I think I can get away with it. And if I can't, then we'll go pick up what we don't need from the store. So yeah, we're going to try and make this a scrappy project. The background I'm not concerned about because they use Kona pepper as the background. I have a bolt of that here. So
nice.
I think I can get
Perfect.
Yeah, and then I have one of my wonderful viewers, and I cannot remember her name. She sent me all the extras from the first block of the month. Was a Vortex, that's the name of it. So I can use that for like the fire as well. So yeah, I think I'm going to have all the colors I need. I just hope I have enough purple. If not, we'll make it work. But that's kind of where I'm looking right now. Rather than having to set aside time to go out to the store, try and find all the fabrics, let's use what we have in stash and see how we go from there. And I think I'm going to get away with it.
With solids, that's nice though too, because if you don't have enough of one of them that you have, as long as you remember which color it is, you can always find more of that same color of solid. It's always hard with other prints. They could be out of print or something like that, but the solid.
Yeah, I think I have I think I have enough of this. You know, so like I might use some batiks or something like for the embellishments, like around the horns and that sort of thing there. But we're going to make it work. I think, yeah, we should have just enough of the purples here that we can make it work. And if not, we'll just wing it and make it, make it look beautiful at the end of the day. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so let's see what we have going on here. The one I'm going to make is the boy gnome, which is this one here. So that's going to be fun. Okay, Pamela Nestler says, I'm working on her legit kit. The Fox will be great seeing you work up your legit project. So that'll be fun. Yeah, this is my first time I've done one. Before I do that, I think what I might need to do is go and download that. What? They have a free pattern. I think it's like the tumbling blocks or something.
Oh, yeah, I did that one first. It was really helpful.
Okay.
I still need to work on my rows though. It is foundation paper piecing is so hard for me though. Like it takes me so long to get like a little section done.
Yeah, that's kind of my fear too. Is it's going to take a while, but it's like anything else. It's practice. You got to get better at it as you go.
Yeah.
Go
and
along.
It might click for you. It might click for you better than it did for me. I think some people just take to it really easy.
Oh, Eva says it's not free anymore. Okay, well, if it's not free, then I might just... No! I should have... All right, where's my pattern gone? I lost my pattern. That's okay. Oh, there it is. It's hiding. Okay, now we're in business. Do I not have my pattern? That would be sad. Okay.
Oh, no.
So I found it. I figured I misplaced it, which is exactly what happened. All right, we'll work something out. I have plenty of resources to help me out if I need help with the legit kit. So, I mean, Donna's there to help me out. There's a bunch of other friends of mine that have done them. Donnell's made a bunch.
Yeah, I think Becca has too. So there's someone I can try, but they'll probably be better for resources than I would be.
Oh yeah, no, we'll do fine. You know, I'm not super concerned. If you're expecting me to finish it in 3 weeks, I'm sorry to tell you that that's not going to happen. You know, we'll make it work. Randy says she's had Skullfer for 2 years. I'm starting it as a block of my month for myself so I can get it done in time for my niece's high school graduation. That is an awesome idea. Like if you put these, because they come in like the sheet, like each panel is a sheet of paper. So yeah, if there's 32 and you divide it in, 8 months, you do 4 a month or 1 a week. That's a great way of doing it. So that's fun. Okay. Katie says she needs to start on her legit kit too, but she's still scared of it. Don't worry, you and me both. But we'll get it done. I think we just need to enjoy the journey, not put any pressure on ourselves to get it done in any short amount of time. Let's just have some fun with it and do it from there. That'd be really fun. Okay. Yes, I did say gnomes, Donnell. Yeah, this is an extra project because I actually finished what I had brought along to make today, which I'm really proud of myself. I usually never, ever do that. Okay, so we've got 2 of these, and then we're going to wrap things up in about 10 minutes anyway, so you won't see much of this, but it's better than sitting here listening to me ramble for 10 minutes. That's never fun.
I honestly think that's why most people join lives, though, is for the chat.
Yeah, that's true.
Have people to chat with.
And I love interacting with the audience. I really do. Like the live chat, and then anyone else that pops in later. And I always love reading your comments and that sort of thing there. So if you are watching a replay, please say hi in the comments and let me know what you're watching. It's always fun to, I see how many views come in, but I don't see where they're coming in from. It's not like YouTube gives us the information of, that you're watching from Sweden or Italy or Australia, New Zealand, or wherever else you may be watching from. So it's always great if you can say hi and let us know where you are watching from. Because I love seeing that sort of stuff there as well. Okay, let's see. Donnell says she has 2 live streams on the channel where I walked Mom and Debbie's through building the blocks as a beginner FPP kit. Check out those videos if you want. Okay, I'll definitely have to do that. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah,
little extra help would be good.
Yeah. Yeah, and I hope I didn't scare anybody if they want to try one. I think, honestly, it's just different for each person as to whether it's not hard. Just for me, it's hard to remember some of the different rules there versus traditional piecing.
Well, to me, it's back. It's some of the stuff's backwards to what we're used to. It's kind of like driving a right-hand drive vehicle on the right-hand side of left-hand drive vehicle on the right-hand side of the road, as opposed to driving a right-hand drive vehicle on the left-hand side of the road. I kind of liken it to that. And it's different. If you've been sewing for 10, 20, 30, 40 years or whatever, and now you said, okay, well, now I'm going to try FPP. I think it's going to be harder than like a new quilter that doesn't, hasn't learned all that stuff. So we'll get it done. I mean, they're very, very nice. Oh, Giovanna is here. Yeah,
so amazing.
I said Italy, and Giovanna just showed up. She's my friend from Italy. So
we heard you.
I called her and she came, so that's good. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, I don't think I was saying anything important.
Oh, okay. Okay, Grandma D says she's been working well over a year working on her QOD. Sometimes it's a journey. I think every quilt is a journey. I'm a big believer in enjoying the journey, and if you join us so long and it takes longer than you think it's supposed to, just embrace it, have fun with it. The Wizard of Oz quilt that you see me been working on, that officially finished May of 2023. It is now August of 2024. That's okay. I don't mind. I really enjoyed making that quilt. And I'm also one that bounces from project to projects as well. So yeah, don't ever be afraid to take your time with it, or be okay with it taking longer than you expect. I'm a big proponent of saying just enjoy the journey.
So okay. I don't know if I popped back over to your community post where you asked how many projects people had going. Did you answer it? How many you had going?
Everyone should know the answer to that one. That's too many to count. Because if we count the flimsies, it's well over 15. I probably have 15 flimsies at least. So yeah, like there's no, I was just curious. It's, I don't think anyone should ever feel judged or embarrassed if you have a bunch of projects. Some people are fantastic and can do one project at a time, and they like to focus on one project at a time. and then there's others that like to start all the shiny things and just bounce around from project to project. And I've definitely fallen into that category. I'm someone that likes to work on something complicated sometimes, and sometimes to pull out something a little easier. I like having the ability to change what I'm working on depending on my mood and my mental capacity that day. So, yeah, whatever floats your boat, whatever makes you happy is what you should do. It's just I just thought it was a fun question to throw out there and see where everybody else stands. Let's take a look at the results of that actually real quick and see how people voted for that, because now I'm curious.
Mike said, "Oh my gosh, flimsies count."
Well, I said if flimsies count. I mean, you do you. Like, you can count works in progress that are not flimsies if you want. If you want to count flimsies, you can. Like, it doesn't matter. I just counted flimsies in my answer because if you don't, I think I have about 8. If you count flimsies, yeah, it's well over, well
I
over
think
15.
I think before you look at the results, you have to let Mike go change his answer on that first.
Okay, so we had 136 votes come in for this. That was a question I put in my community post earlier this week for anyone that doesn't know what I'm talking about. And I asked, how many projects do you have in progress? And the choices were just 1, 2 to 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, or too many to count. And we had 136 votes. 4% had just 1. 2 to 5 was our most popular answer at 36. So about a third of you, a little over a third, have 2 to 5, which is an awesome answer. 6 to 10 was 26%, which is another awesome answer. 11 to 15 was 40%, 14%. And then too many to count, including myself, because I'm pretty sure I voted, was 20%. So if you have a bunch of projects going on and you feel embarrassed, don't, because you are not alone. You are definitely not alone. You have a lot of friends. So, but yeah, again, this is your craft time. This is your fun time. This is your rules. You do what makes you feel happy. If you want to have 20 projects going on at once, like I do, you've got a friend over here with you.
So if we count flimsies, I have well over 70.
Okay, well, I feel so bad.
Projects in progress. Because I finished a bunch of my tops this year so far, but I keep adding more projects on. So I think it's still about the same.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so Net's come in and she said that we should not say flimsy, say quilt top. Look up the definition of flimsy. Okay, so let's take a look at the definition of flimsy.
I don't know if that's a word you just want to Google out of nowhere without context.
I just put in flimsy. Okay, so I think the reason she's saying this, and this is good to know, is that it's comparatively light and insubstantial, easily damaged. So I think that's what she's trying to say. So I think what she's trying to tell us
is they really could be on the part with easily damaged, because if you don't care for the top without it being quilted, it really can stretch out and all kinds of stuff. But I get the point.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's a fun name. I've always, I've heard you talk about that, and I've always enjoyed the name. So I kind of just
it is one of those things that would be hard to change when you've said it so much. I don't know. I don't think of it in a bad context. I just think of it as like, since it hasn't been quilted, it's not stabilized. It's not, I don't think of it as in
yeah.
the bad
I just always thought it was a cute name, and I totally get what you're saying. Like, when I worked at Chick-fil-A for 4 years, and anyone that's not been there, if you say thank you to a Chick-fil-A employee, their response is always my pleasure. And I have not worked for that company for over 15 years. If you tell me thank you, you got to hear my pleasure. It just comes out. It's automatic. It's it's so there you go. All right. So let's see. Chloe says she started a new project last night, a fast table runner. Pat Booth says I'm old school. I call mine done or unfinished. Annette says
I do that one too sometimes.
Yeah. Annette says that flimsy is synonymous with cheap. And yeah, so yeah, it's we totally get that, and it's something to be mindful of for sure. But yeah, I don't think any of us are putting it in that context as well. But it's good, yeah, and it's good to have this information as well. So there we go. Jen says she calls it easy stuff. My quilt pillows, shelter pads, and my palette cleansers. It's good to have the easy stuff. I'm a big believer in having some easy stuff to do as well there as well. All right, so with that, it's getting close to 9:30. So we will go ahead and start wrapping things up and do our stuff and goodbye. Do you have anything fun coming up on your channel, Fallon, that you'd like to tell everybody about?
Not that I can think of. I always have plans in progress for new quilt tutorials that will be coming up. I had one just go up yesterday, so if you haven't checked it out, I would love for you to. But yeah, there will be another quilt tutorial going up hopefully next week. And hopefully we will have our lined rulers coming out on our website next week as well. We're going to be working on them this weekend since it's a long weekend. So hopefully those come out. If anybody hasn't seen them, they're, look like this at the 1-inch marks. They're going to have the little circles and everything to help you line up at the 1-inch mark quickly. And we'll have them offered in different sizes. And I think someone asked earlier if they're still in, if we're going to have them in the pink as well. And we haven't tested them in the pink yet to make sure you could see through well enough, but we will, and hopefully we'll be able to have them in the pink as well.
Yeah, I think the pink's gonna be a wonderful color choice. I think I'll definitely have to come across and grab one at some point. I think I'll probably stick with the yellow just because all the other ones are yellow. But the pink, I think the pink looks beautiful. Like from what I've seen, it's just I've already got all the yellow ones. I'm weird of my colors. If I start with something, I'm going to have to keep it all color coordinated. So,
yeah, I'm the same. I feel you there, but I told my husband I might switch mine out for the pink just because I love the color, and maybe I could just donate mine to someone who my sets, because you couldn't resell them; they're all banged up. Just donate them to somebody who would like them that can't get them.
Donate them, give away. I don't think anyone will care if it's pre-loved. If especially if you just tell them up front, hey, look, these are my pre-loved ones. I want to bless them with a new home. If you do it as a giveaway or something like that, they're not gonna mind, I'm sure. All right, so this is the top row of my little thing there. Okay, so with that, me, same as usual, have my podcast tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock Eastern. I don't think I have anything else especially going on. I'll have to do some more time lapses for we'll have Purple Mist Clue 8 come out next week, so we'll do that as well. And that sort of thing there. But that's about it for me. I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for joining me this morning. We had a wonderful crowd here this morning. If I missed your question, and you want to ask it again, you can real quick. It was so fun seeing each and every one of you. I love seeing the chat move along and everyone interact with everybody. It just makes the live so much more fun when it's interactive. Because at Fallon, my guests and I always interact with each other, but it's always fun to see the guests interact with each other as well. So let's see who else is on this morning. We have Donnell at 10, and I think that's when Donna's joining her for her birthday celebration. So go over and check that out. That's going to be ! Donnell. I'll throw that in the chat real quick. And then after that, you can go visit Russ at 11 Eastern. These are all in Eastern time. And then at 1 o'clock, you can go visit Mom and Pop Quilt Shop. I didn't see them pop in this morning, but sometimes Laura Lynn pops in as well. Katie, let me know if you okay. So tonight is the quilt giveaway. So Katie will be live this afternoon, I believe, at 4 p.m. Eastern, or she can correct me if I'm wrong. And then there's also other wonderful people going live as well. I'll throw the live schedule in as well, and that kind of gives you an idea of the usual weekly schedule for everyone that goes live throughout the week. So keep that one bookmarked as well if you haven't done so already. If you are watching the replay, tell us you said hi in the comments. I'd just like to know who's watching and where from. I hope you all have a great day. Do you have any last words before we run off? Fallon?
Just thanks for having me join you. It was a lot of fun, and it's always fun getting on here early in the morning. I got so much done, so that makes it really nice. And
It
I
is.
appreciate everyone who came in and joined us. It was fun reading the chat and all the answers to questions people had.
Absolutely. And I always love having Fallon on. She's one of my favorites. She was like the first channel I started watching quilting wise, and it's always fun to have her on. So yeah, I reached out to her a couple of days ago because we had to make a change, and said, "Hey, can you come on Saturday?" And I was super excited when she said yes. So thank you for hanging out with me. It was really fun having you again. We'll definitely have you back on again in the very, very near future. Okay, so Laura says she is hoping to go to a quilt show. Just got out of the hospital. I'm glad you're out, but hubby's going to take us. So that is awesome. Go enjoy your quilt show. That'll be a lot of fun. Pat Boo says she misses a lot of my lives are too early. I know I am early, but this is the time of the week that I can actually get on. You don't want to see me live during the week on a weeknight because I'm mentally spent. I'm hot mess enough as it is this time of day, but this is the best you got to get. So yeah, there we go. All right. Well, I'm glad you all had a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you all have fun. Go check out Denial at 10 and all my other friends. Go check out Fallon's channel if you haven't done so already because she has so much fun content. Hope you all have a great day. Happy sewing, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.